Hey guys, my name is Tristan, and if you are new here, please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and hit that bell for all the latest content. So, the truck you see behind me is the replacement for my TRD Pro Tundra. Now, you're probably wondering, didn't you mention that your TRD Pro Tundra was a lifer? Well, it is, but I'm going to explain to you why this truck is sitting in my driveway right now. All right, so what we're looking at is a 2022 Toyota Tacoma in the lime rush green with the TRD off-road package and that legendary 3.5 liter V6 motor. Now you're probably wondering, well, again, why is it sitting in my driveway and the TRD Pro Tundra is not present? Well, most of you have probably heard about that recall that was applied to pretty much the majority of 22-23 Tundra owners, that our vehicles can actually catch on fire. So I went ahead and called Tony, and man, just a big shout out to Tony and his team for getting me this loaner here to enjoy. And I figured this would be an opportunity to sort of dive in as far as give you my perspectives on the Tacoma, primarily due to the fact that before I purchased my TRD Pro Tundra, I was actually in line or had an order in place for a Lunar Rock TRD Pro Tacoma in the manual transmission. But of course, when I heard about the Tundra, therefore I pulled the trigger on that. Now, overall, it's a great looking truck. Not really a fan of the color, to be quite honest. My daughter actually mentioned that she said that it looks like a booger. But it's loud, and the green itself is just, it's not for me. It's not for me. I think the loud color that I can't appreciate would probably be the solar octane. But this color right here, just a lime rush, not really a fan of. But again, the stance on this vehicle is great, especially with the TRD off-road package. You know, my father, remember, had that white V6 SR5 one, and this one drives a little bit better, obviously, with the tuned suspension and whatnot. But to give you sort of my perspective on this truck, overall, man, it is way too small for me, for starters, okay? So you can kind of see right here, I mean, it's overall great interior. This is a much better upgrade in terms of interior compared to my father's, who had the cloth seats. Family and another little one on the way, guys, and I like to sit comfortable, right? Well, if you can see right there, there is little to no leg room. So overall, the leg room is not going to cut it, man. I can't even imagine putting two car seats here. But the Tacoma itself, just too small for us as far as a family vehicle goes. Now, one cool feature about this Tacoma is the fact that I love how the rear window, the center aspect of it, does open. But again, it can't really compare to my 22 Tundra's rear window sliding all the way down. But again, just an overall cool feature in terms of Toyota, making sure, I guess, to keep the breeze. Now, the TRD Off-Road's Blistine tuned suspension is actually not a bad upgrade compared to my father's SR5, but definitely doesn't compare to the Fox suspension, but it is fairly comfortable. And again, depending on your sort of price range and whatnot, or how you're trying to package your Tacoma, I think these will probably do the job as far as that goes. Now, even though this Tacoma has a very small interior cargo room, I mean, quite honestly, guys, I think my Toyota Prius had a larger cargo room compared to this one. But the selling point really for this truck is the powertrain, right? That legendary, and I say that because there are Tacomas just documented pushing 200, 300,000 miles like nothing. But the 3.5 liter V6 engine is pretty much sort of the standard, right? This was what sold this truck to begin with, knowing that there is a dependability per se based upon that. Now, this also has the, of course, the four-wheel drive demand, the part-time, has that electronic control transfer case, also the automatic limited slip differential as well. So, I mean, it's a great truck overall. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the powertrain itself was pushing right around 278 horsepower, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, 265 pounds of torque. So there's some decent pickup to it. But again, as I told you guys before, it's just sort of spoiled with my hybrid powertrain and my TRD Pro, but it's not a bad truck overall. I just feel like the overall driving experience on this Tacoma is that I'm having to, per se, be on the gas a little bit more, especially on the highway. Of course, whenever you're driving and you let off the gas pedal and you're trying to coast, this thing loses speed fairly quickly. And I don't know if it's those, the tires or whatnot, or the transmission, whatever the case might be, man. But I'm on the gas all the time. And, the gas on this thing's not that great. I want to say it's like 19, 20 miles combined, give or take. I could be wrong there, but it is decent in terms of as far as gas mileage goes. But again, just the feeling of having to be on the gas at all times is sort of, I guess, sort of the weird thing for me, man. I mean, overall, I think it's a great looking truck. I think that the TRD Pro per se has a much better aesthetic appearance to it, in my opinion. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But in terms of as far as the overall truck itself, this is going to be my vehicle for the time being. And for those of you, again, who are aware of that major recall with all the newer Tundras, based on the update that I received, there's not really a solution per se yet to that issue. So it's sort of indefinite until I guess they figure it out, what the solution is and fix my truck so I can get it back. But in terms of as far as the ETA, we're probably looking at more so till the end of the year. So I'll be living with this Tacoma for quite some time, and really give you guys my overall perspective on it. I mean, again, it's a good opportunity to shoot a little bit of different content here. But overall, based on owning the truck, in my opinion, it's very questionable for me in terms of the fact that, well, I have a family, and there's no way this is family friendly. But hey, man, if you're a bachelor and looking to, go overlanding or off-roading or whatnot, this might be the truck for you. Or if this was per se your daily driver, then I think would be overall acceptable. So as we conclude this video, this Tacoma is just a temporary replacement. So fear you not, the TRD Pro Tundra will be back. But again, in the meantime, there's an opportunity for me to, give you my perspective on this Tacoma, because again, this was a truck that I was supposed to purchase prior to my TRD Pro Tundra. And man, excuse me for the sweating, but take a look at this picture here, and you can see exactly how hot it's been. We're reading 120 degrees right there on that thermostat. But as we conclude this video, guys, I got a little hint for you here. As many of you know, I'm a very impulsive buyer in terms of vehicles. Well, I'm trying to come after an older Toyota manual to service sort of my daily driver. It's nothing fancy, but I guarantee you that if I do end up making a deal with this dealership, I will be modifying this vehicle as far as that goes, and it'll take you on that route as well. So until the next one, y'all have a good one.